Alrighty, what is up, guys? Rich here, and today I've got a black and white OU match against PromiscuousFrog from one of my random stream nights a couple of nights ago. So I wanted some OU, and I was like, you know what? Let's OU. Who wants to OU? And he was like, I'll OU, and here we are. So I'm leading with my Landorus, and he's going to lead with his Virizion. He's going to switch out into his Gliscor, predicting like the U-turn, or predicting me to be faster. And so, yeah, I U-turn out, and I'm going to go into my Tyranitar now on his Gliscor, partially to bluff the Ice Beam and see if I can't get him to switch out so I can just get my rocks up. So I've got a minor, like, little plan of action going. Plus, I want to, like, kind of exemplify this T-Tar, which I will in a second. So he goes up to his Metagross, which is the exact thing I wanted him to go out to, and I go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks. Now, I don't know how many of you like stuck with me, but back in 4th Gen I used a Tyranitar which had Counter, and it had a Lumberry, but this one has a Focus Sash. So he hits me with a 4-time super effective Hammer Arm, I live it with a Focus Sash, he gets his speed reduced, which is useless, and then I just counter him. And oh my gosh, I was so happy. It's like, oh please, because this thing is like EV to live, like a non-choice banded Meteor Mash, and so yeah, that made me feel cool. So he goes back into his Gliscor knowing full well that he can outspeed and kill me with hell anything. He can aerial ace me and I'll still die. So knowing this, I go into my Skarmory to pretty much just sponge any hit, and that does a grand total of 9 damage, which I will easily get back from my leftovers and get back into my sturdiness, which is awesome. So right here I'm going to go ahead and start setting up some spikes and entry hazards, because that's just what Skarmory is just like the boss at. It's like, dude, what's up, I'm Skarmory, I'm going to set up entry hazards and spikes and be like, Semi-stall, what's up, what's up, what's up. So anyways, he goes out to this Empoleon thing, and I'm like, okay, it's got leftovers, so I'm figuring that this is probably going to set up rocks since his Metagross really didn't, and his Gliscor is Poison Heal, and that kind of can't get rocks with Poison Heal. So he just sets up his rocks, and I Whirlwind him, and I Whirlwind him out to Gliscor, which is just awesome. And so I figure that I might as well go ahead and pull more shenanigans up, and I Whirlwind him out to Heatran as I set up my second layer of spikes. Now, that really wasn't that good of a whirlwind, rather not switch, because it's a whirlwind. But otherwise, I figure the best thing that I can do is go into my Tyranitar and just fodder it and see possibly what kind of Tran this is. And he sees Overheat, which makes me think that it's a Specs Tran. So basically right here I'm going to go into Landorus, kind of expect him to overpredict my U-turn and just go for an Earthquake, which is exactly what happens. So excuse me, I've been kind of sick a little bit. So that's actually all good and well. That worked out for me quite nicely. And now he's going to go back into his Virizion, and I don't know if he was Scarfed, because I am Scarfed, so I didn't know if he was Scarfed or not, but I saw Overheat and just thought Specs, because that's the way it was. So right here I'm going to go into Skarmory, and really just take anything he wants to do, because at this point I figured he was physical. But he goes for Calm Mind, which obviously tells me that he's special. So at this point I figure that he's probably thinking that I'm a specially defensive Skarm, which is cool and well, because, you know, that could be what I am. But regardless, I'm just going to Whirlwind, because I mean he's got Calm Minds up and I really don't feel like getting set up on. And so he goes up to his Empoleon, and I'm just going to, like I said, Whirlwind. And this is pretty much just like the glory of Semi-stall. It's so awesome. So anyways, I Whirlwind him back out into his Virizion, which is absolutely awesome, because, you know, I do have Brave Bird, but, you know, it's like, it's a freaking Virizion that's special and has Focus Blast, which is still going to do a hell of a lot of damage. And if it crits, now I can't live, because I'm 1 hit point away from my Sturdy, so that kind of blows. So, nevertheless, the part of me didn't think that this would do as much as it did, and I just set up my 3rd layer of spikes. So that kind of sucked. By kind of, I mean it really totally sucked. And honestly, like Brave Birding there would have been a really good option, you know, because not else much on his team was really wanting to be like, oh hey, more spike damage. So he goes for the Focus Blast, he misses, which does indeed suck for him, because I'm now able to kill off his Virizion with my Skarmory. So that's, you know, good for me and really bad for him. I probably could have worked around it a little bit more, not trying to sound like Chase, but I probably could have. Um, and so he goes up to his Empoleon, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna Brave Bird just cause. And I outspeed, and then I get a crit. Crit was just kind of like salt in the wound, because I mean, hell, I had Landorus with Earthquake, and I don't think he had any other ground no, he had Gliscor, so never mind. But I also had Terrakion too, so like I said, I could have worked around it, but it was just annoying at the time. So I go into my Latios, and I'm just gonna go for the Grass Knot and finish off the Empoleon, which is all good and well. So right here, I'm really hoping that he's thinking that I'm choiced. And he goes up to Scizor, and I'm like, you know what? He's probably going to go for the U-turn. So I'm going to reveal to him that I'm Expert Belted and go for Hidden Power Fire, which was exactly what happens. And I'm just sitting here like, yes, yes, yes. And yeah, at this point, that's pretty much game, because all he has left is a Gliscor, and hell, even if I miss my Draco Meteor, I've got a Landorus with Hidden Power Ice, so it's all good in the hood. So, anyways, that was a really great game. PromiscuousFrog, sorry about the bit of hacks, but, you know, crap happens. Anyways, hope all of you enjoyed. If you did, you know, do all the crazy stuff that y'all always do. I thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the future. Peace out, guys.